Hi, my name is Rajesh Patnaik. So now we are going to understand the new topic that is regarding the concept of connected vehicles. Okay, so connected vehicles, we are seeing that nowadays there are in so many areas like connected cars. We are seeing so many major companies which provides the connected technology, Hyundai and Maruti and other companies of car companies. They are providing the different IoT technologies to connecting for communicating from one vehicle to another vehicle. So this is a very important topic, and nowadays this is the trending topic is going on. Trending concept is going on. So in so many countries this type of IoT technology used in cars and on some other vehicles. So that's why vehicle communication is more needed nowadays to connecting with different like vehicle to vehicle communication will be there, and vehicle to infrastructure communication nowadays is going on, and vehicle to pedestrian communication, that means vehicle to human communication. Nowadays there are different types of communications that is developed under internet of things. We are going to see that some introduction point of some few points. Vehicle equipped with sensors and network and communicating devices, and it is capable of communicating with other devices within the vehicle and communicating with other similar vehicles and communicating with this fixed infrastructure, so like antennas or any some infrastructure, hardware infrastructure. So that means vehicles nowadays, so many vehicles in so many countries are equipped with different types of sensors which is used to gather some important data, as well as network and communicating devices. Like there are so many devices which is worked through the network for communication of devices of a vehicle through vehicles. So we know that there are different types of communications, vehicle to vehicle communication, vehicle to human communication, vehicle to infrastructure communication. So like this, so communication will be established through sensor and other networking devices. So nowadays this is very trending topic for connected vehicles. And what is a connected vehicles? If you see here, what happens whenever some vehicle is come, then the car will be automatically stop. That means the gear panel and the front panel consisting of brakes and accelerator, etc. So which is automatically automation will be there. That means automatically it will be stop. In so many countries this is the trending. So why this was happened? Because the car is having some sensor data. So whenever any object come in front of the car, it will be automatically stopped. So this is the one of the necessary one of the invention in the previous days. So every particular vehicle, that may be a car or any particular thing, so if it consisting of the connected technology, so then it having some features like this. So what I am showing, and if one vehicle in one area will interact with other vehicle in other area, is also going to be interact for communicating, so for better communication. So this will be used in the cyber physical systems. That is the main thing where we are finding the connected vehicles. And some challenges was there. So still, if the connected vehicles, in the connected vehicle, the communication and lots of advantages will be there whenever the connected technology was used in for communicating of different types of vehicles. But there was a challenges in security wise and privacy wise, there was different types of challenges that was coming in the case of connected vehicles: scalability, reliability, and then quality of service, and then lack of global standards. So if you understand one by one, for example, what is the major challenge here is security. Whenever the connected vehicle consisting equipped with sensor which is going to be interact with a device that was there in a network or any other area, so through network it is going to be communicate. So the particular car or the particular vehicle person must be enhance their security. So because he is going to be he is going to communicate with the different vehicles or different infrastructure. So in the case of there are lots of challenges coming in the concept of security, and in the concept of privacy, that means, so if the data is transferring from one place to another place, that means your privacy data, or what is your status, where your location is, what is the GPS location, everything was shared with other people. So whenever we are interacting with the connecting vehicles, so the privacy must be considered. So because any person in between, like a man of the middle attacks, that whenever it is working with the communication over the network, there are different types of security attacks will be happen. So privacy is also one of the concern to be taken in the connected vehicles. And come for the scalability means the data must be distributed over certain number of objects. So if the number of objects was increased, then what happens? So the communication was not in efficient way. The transferring of communication, data communication will not be in efficient way. So the scalability is also one of the challenge in connected vehicles. And come for reliability, and reliability means what happens here is, so the person who is the driver, so he want to interact with the pedestrian who wants his place, his location to be shared. So whenever he is there in a particular vehicle that consisting of a connected technology, so it is used to communicate with a human. So the human also must be reliable with that particular communication technology. And quality of service is also very important. So quality of service means, that means, if the vehicle is in one place but it is showing in different place, for example the software says that it is in different position, that means it is lack of quality. That means quality must be provided in a quality, the current location or the exact location must be provided at the time where we are using, whenever we are communicating with the vehicles. And the lack of global standards, that means we are taking different types of vehicles. If you consider India having the major car connections is there, uh, connected car technologies. You can also maintain, you can also use the apps to controlling and maintaining controlling of the entire cars or vehicles. So but different car companies have different types of standards. Whenever they are not connecting with a global standards, every particular organization have their individual standards. So this is also one of the important challenge that is coming here. So we need to, the people or the organizations who working this, please, these particular areas they have to concern. These are the challenges that was there in the connected vehicles. So connected vehicles is the part of the connected vehicles using the data to communicate from one vehicle to another vehicle, or one vehicle to a pedestrian. and vehicle to infrastructure, how they are going to connect it, because they use the vehicular cloud. So there is a particular cloud, so that is used to store the connected vehicle data. So that means the sensor data, weather report data, okay, front vehicle operations, vehicular operations data, and everything that was there stored in the vehicular cloud. So this is the part of the IoT. So as shown in that particular figure, so connected vehicle is the part of the vehicular cloud. That means the connected vehicular communication data that is taken care by in the cloud. So we are going to maintain organized, calculated and processed through vehicular cloud, and this particular vehicular cloud is there in IoT technology. So who are using this particular connected vehicles whenever, so there are different companies having different types of agencies and organizations that was used by the connected vehicles. So academia and law enforcement is using the connected vehicles, and automobiles companies are more focusing on this particular connected vehicles. So cloud service providers, they are going to provide different types of services to the connected vehicles, and standardized groups like some private companies and standardized group companies, they are also more interested on connected vehicles. And meanwhile the government agencies are also going to take care, are interested regarding connected vehicles nowadays, so which is involved with internet of things. So vehicle to everything, so this is the paradigm. So that is the main goal on the concept of the connected vehicles. So vehicle to everything means vehicle to communication of vehicle to human, vehicle to vehicle, vehicle to infrastructure, etc. What is the purpose? There are the different types of purposes. So this is the basic paradigm of vehicle to everything. Main component of future intelligence transport system, like intelligent transport systems, vehicle to everything is the vehicle to everything is the main thing here. Intelligent transportation system, that means where is the vehicle, what is the time it will be come to a particular location, and location to location what is the time, and these all things will be processed, calculated and stored in a particular area. And it enables the vehicles to wirelessly share a diverse range of information. So that means vehicle is capable of sharing the data through wirelessly to different parts of the infrastructures that is connected with a vehicle. And information sharing may be with other vehicles or pedestrians or fixed infrastructure, or like infrastructure consist maybe mobiles or towers or parking meters, etc. So for controlling of vehicles, and for parking meters to automatically calculate how much time the parking time of a particular vehicle, and these all things, and allows for traffic management and ensuring the road and off-road safety mobility for traveling. So that means traffic management is also one of the important aspect. So whenever vehicle is going to be tracking the GPS system, so whether the path or road what you are going on that particular road path, so if there is a traffic are there and there, so heavy traffic or light traffic, these all things is going to be considered, and the data in a reliable way, because of mobility whenever we are traveling in the vehicle. These are the things paradigms. So vehicle to vehicle, in this particular diagram, we are going the vehicle is going to be interacted with the pedestrians. For example, nowadays so many people are booking the Walla cabs and other important areas, important apps they are using. So for example, a particular person want to book a particular vehicle or particular car for transportation purpose. He will use the smart devices, and so the mobile towers are the infrastructure, like mobile towers, which tells that the mobility, that means where is that particular vehicle, and for example, this vehicle is also going to be interacted with another vehicle, so vehicle tracking and everything is going on. And V2X means vehicle to everything. In vehicle to everything, so it follows the distribution architecture where contents are widely distributed over the network. Okay, so it's not restricted to single source information provider. So designed mainly for highly mobile environments. So that means it is not restricted for a single source information provider. So it is designed mainly for the highly mobile environments. And it is easily understood what I am saying. Can share the information to nodes in vicinity as well as remotely located. So that means sharing of information can be done anywhere in the over the network, because vehicle having the communication, because of connected vehicles, has greatly enhanced travel efficiency as well as the safety. So vehicle to everything is also provided, so travel efficiency for enhancement, so as well as safety purpose. So the network is mainly used as a tool for sharing and disseminating information. So failures of TCP/IP in vehicle to everything. In vehicle to everything, we are going to using the mobility in networking. So if they are using the TCP/IP connection, that means there will be a TCP/IP communication will be established through IP addresses. Then there are lots of failures will be there in connected vehicles. So in that we are going to understand a few points, that is designed mainly for handling the information. So exchanging between a singular pair of entities, that means TCP by IP is only designed mainly for information exchange between the singular players. That means only one-to-one communication may be established with fair communication, and information exchange depend on the location of data. So whenever you are going to consider the TCP by IP in vehicular network, in vehicle to everything, so it is only for on a particular location. It is always dependent on a particular location of data. It is not in a range of locations. Can only identify the address of endpoints, which alone is not useful for content distribution. That means what I am saying is it is going to be identifies generally TCP by IP. Whenever we are going to use in a particular vehicle, so it only identifies the endpoints addresses. It is not for the content distribution. That means it is not going to be shared the information. So increase in number of wireless devices restricts the mobility of the nodes. So because of mobility was not supported if you go and use the TCP/IP in V2X communication. Okay, and next is so that's why we in these connected vehicles they are use content centric networking, CCN. So what is that? CCN is derived from the information centric network, ICN architecture. What is that architecture? We will see. And it focuses more on the data than its actual location. So that means it is going to focus on the actual location, more data than its actual location. And it is also hierarchically named data. So that means they will be having the hierarchical order of data. Hierarchical data is transferred directly instead of being part of the conversation. Enables scalable and efficient data dissemination. In network caching allows for low data traffic. So there are network scalability and efficient data dissemination is also one of the important point in content centric network. So it is also having network caching allows for low data traffic. So there are different network caching. That means whenever low data traffic will be there, so the network is easily identified because of content centric networking is there here. Works well in high mobile environments. So these are the important things in content centric. Okay, so we know that ad hoc networks, vehicular ad hoc networks, VANETs. So VANETs having some important points. So it is always based on dedicated short range communication. So DSRC. So whenever we understand the concept of vehicular ad hoc networks, in that we have dedicated short range communication will be there, and wireless access in vehicular environment, so wave. So these two types of protocols we are using to communicate in the vehicular ad hoc networks. So routing protocols derived from ad hoc networks. High throughputs achievable in mobile networks. Guaranteed low latencies in mobile net environments. So for this particular purpose, we also consider the vehicular ad hoc networks, VANETs. Okay, so it tells that whenever a car is passing, so the distance between the cars and everything is going to be considered. So there are mainly distance short range communication and wireless access in vehicular environment WAV. So these are the main things in vehicular ad hoc networks. What happens here is in high traffics, the communication between the car to car, it tells that what is the distance between the vehicles. Through sensors, it will be tell. Whenever the car was passing, or it was what is the in short distance, it will be identified because of in vehicular ad hoc networks. It gives a small security to that particular vehicle whenever it was passing through a particular area. And VANET failures. So why it was failures? Vehicular ad hoc networks because of high dynamic topology. So vehicles in high mobile environments causes the constant changes in network partitioning and topology. So that means mobility is the problem here. Vehicles in high mobile environments. Okay, constant changes in the networking. That is one of the important point we have to consider. And high transmission and computation capabilities. That means vehicles stored energy sources and computational power do not restrict the capabilities. So that means the vehicular power capabilities are the energy source capabilities cannot be restricted whenever we use the VANETs. And unstable connectivity, so link duration are short due to highly dynamic nature. So that means a link, whenever we are using the VANET, so it will be only applicable for the short range. It cannot be applicable for the large cities. So because of connection is going to be lost. So that is unstable connectivity will be there. So if the vehicles are in a particular range, then it will be applicable. And large scale can be easily scaled up to include all vehicles on the roads. So large scale means scaled up to include all vehicles on the road on a particular area. So same thing we are going to consider. Next is Predictable mobility patterns, that means vehicle are restricted within the roads, so makes mobility patterns predictable. So whenever it was in a restricted area or a particular area, then only it will be identifies the particular mobility or predictable pattern. So otherwise it can't. Okay. So next, so what is the applications of vehicular ad hoc networks? So safety, efficiency, commercial, and comfort. So in the safety, so emergency braking, or in the safety purpose, what we are saying here, emergency braking or line changing warning, collision avoidance, hazard notifications. So these all are the safety precautions we have to more consent regarding the safety. So that means emergency braking means automatically braking will be done whenever certain object will come in front of that particular vehicle, or hazard notification. So that means any climate change or any other thing is happen, automatically notification will be gathered, as well as collision avoidance and line exchange warning. These all things is the safety purpose. And efficiency, in the efficiency, congestion management, electronic tool collection, parking availability, these all things is considerable in the efficiency purpose. Congestion management means two vehicles in the same path, so how much distance they have to go. So if whenever they are moving with a shortest distance, so any collision will be happen. So this type of congestion management or electronic toll collection or parking availability, this parking availability where that particular vehicle can be parked in a particular area, or these all things is going to be concerned. Okay, next we need in the commercial internet access and multimedia streams. So this is also one of the important applications. The commercial part, internet access must be there, and multimedia streaming, like any live streaming will be supported by the VANETs, that means vehicular ad hoc networks. So because whenever it is within the short range, so any multimedia streaming is done, so that will be acquired by the vehicle. Comfort, that means weather information, autonomous drivers, journey time estimation, these all things are considerable whenever they are going for the comfort. So body and brain architecture. So whenever we are comparing to the vehicular communication or connected vehicles, and vehicle networking architecture is similarly like a body and brain architecture. So there are three layered architectures are there. The body consisting of intelligence network nodes, that means INN, which constantly collect the information from the vehicle, and the brain manages the central coordination. So what do you mean that? So that means body, in this connected vehicle technology, so brain is like a central coordination, so which is used to coordinate the data between in the network. So and the what is the body is the intelligent network nodes which constantly collect the information from the vehicle. Sorry. So decision in this particular architecture, so sometimes it was asked in examination point of view. So that is decision, network and transmission, and sense and execution layers. There are three layers in body and brain architecture, so that is related to connected vehicle architecture. That was decision, that comes under that will be coming under brain. And network and transmission, it is like a similarly like a nervous system. Sense and execution, it is similarly like a body. Decision is similarly like a brain. So these are the three things you have to remember, these three things. So decision layer, so in this particular figure we are seeing for monitoring. So there are in decision layer what happened, brain will decide what type of operation to be taken. So whenever the vehicle was in a dangerous position, or the vehicle is going to be communicate with another vehicle, so what happened. So there are two nodes as shown in the figure for monitoring. So there are two types of nodes. Nodes is nothing but the hardware or infrastructure parts. That was an administrative node and supervisory node. So administrative node is going to be collects the information. So it's going to collect all the information, and supervisory node, which is going to be generates the information. That means generates the commands, and it transferred to the network transmission layer. So network transmission layer will decide. So that means for controlling of sensors, we have the supervisory nodes. This is the hardware devices which is going to be controls of the sensors, and it decides what type of operation to be transmitted using a command transmission to the next layer. That means network and transmission layer. So it is also getting a proper response from the network transmission layer and getting by the administrative node for monitoring of data. Next, network and transmission layer. So in this particular network and transmission layer, so the decision layer is already there. So previously we understand it. So the command transmission is going to the part of uh, network transmission layer, and it is getting the proper information from the for the decision layer. For communication purpose, we have the in-vehicle bus system consisting of CAN, LIN, FlexRay. Like this, these are some technologies we use in the vehicle, in-vehicle bus system, or in vehicles. We use different types of communication systems for controlling of the vehicles and taking proper decisions from the decision layer. So these gets data from the sensors that was there in the decision layer, and which gives a proper command transmission to the sense and execution layer, and getting back the proper response from the information or transmission layer, transmission purpose. Okay, so in the sense and execution layer, so it consisting of intelligent network nodes. In intelligent network nodes, information acquisition and command execution is going to be. So whenever the command execution will goes, so there are three types of technologies we already learned in so many times, like that was their sensors, actuators, and radio technology. So sensors is interacted with LiDAR or radar or proximity. So there are different types of technologies that was there in vehicular communication. So actuators like steering, braking, lights, different control objects of the vehicle, and radio technology used to transfer the data to vehicle to everything. Next, intelligent connected vehicles. In the intelligent connected vehicles, technical background. So if you understand the concept of intelligent connected vehicles, ICVs, anybody ask. So what is the technological background? The US Department of Transport and Federal Communications uh, allocated 75 megahertz, that means 5850 to 5925 megahertz as dedicated spectrum for intelligent connected vehicles. So many countries like US which was provided, it is based on dedicated short range communication, DSRC, for VANETs, that means vehicular ad hoc network technologies. IEEE developed IEEE 802.11p and IEEE 60.9 as DSRC standards for transferring the information using the IEEE standards. Society of Automotive Engineering's SAE is come with SAE J2 735 and J2 945 as DSRC standards. That means distance short range communication or dedicated short range communication. So IEEE 1609 is most familiarly we use. So it is a draft standard for wireless access and vehicular environments WAV architecture. So the use standard of our wireless access and vehicular environment resources manager. So the trial use standard for wireless access in vehicular environments, the security services of applications and management of messages that was there in IEEE 16009.2, and resource manager will be there in 16009.1. Like this, there are different versions was there. Please go through that. So like in 3 we have the networking services, and in 4 we have the multi-channel operations. There like this, there are different features are coming. In the technical background, we see the intelligent connected vehicles. So intelligent communication, connected vehicle communication having the more features, like flexible communication between the vehicle to everything, and um, lots of security will be there whenever it will be moving in the roads, sorry, moving on the roads, like this. So DSRC, dedicated short range communication outline, this is a basic framework or outline of dedicated short range communication. So that was safety messages, general services, DSRC wave short messages. Safety messages is a message. It is the one of the component which gives the safety message as a notification. General services. The general services are used to control the control the necessary actions on the elements of the vehicle. And DSRC web short messaging. So through IEEE 1609.3 or any particular IEEE version, 16009 version, like 1 2 3 4, you can take any version. What is the version which is going to be take DSRC version for short messaging. TCP by UDP, so it tells that wired or wireless communication for the connected vehicles. IPv6 we know that, so which gives the proper addresses to each and every connected vehicle. DSRC WAV MAC, so MAC is gives the media access control address in the WAV. And IEEE 802.11, so physical address plus MAC address, so that was both was added and given. So totally, and DSRC security is there in the right side panel. So 16.9.2, whatever version it was. So this is the basic framework. So whenever the vehicle to vehicle communication will be there, so they are using the distance dedicated short range communication. So this is the framework, and there are different types of phases. In the phase one, infotainment service with the remote information processing based on 2G by 3G, and in the phase 2, intelligent transport service in the case of goods exports and export and import process based on 4G LTE or DSRC, and phase 3, vehicle connected to cloud to retrieve and store the data, retrieve, process and store the data from cloud. So forward collision warning. So in the vehicle to vehicle communication, what happened? So there is in the front board we have the braking, accelerations, and different control system will be there. So the control system will be controlled through sensors. Through brain and body architecture, we already understand it in vehicle to vehicle communication. So vulnerable road user safety. So what happens, So whenever sometimes it was crushed, whenever the road path is not good or closed areas, these all things is going to be monitored whenever the connected vehicles will be there. In the ad hoc domain composed of vehicles and roadside units, the vehicular OBU, open board unit, so that is known as the controlling unit of the car or a particular vehicle. The roadside units, RSUs, are static. Okay, open board units are mobile, are mobiles. That means controlling through of OBU through mobile, and the static will be roadside units. Communication modes may be either V2V or V2I, that means vehicle to vehicle or vehicle to infrastructure. The communication will be handled, and communication through dedicated short range communication, because they use the vehicular ad hoc networks whenever communication in a shorter ranges. In the infrastructure domain, domain, roadside units which gets the data from the internet. So these particular units is nothing but the infrastructures which provides the vehicle to infrastructure communication. And that particular vehicle, in that particular diagram, that is showing that vehicle to vehicle communication as well as vehicle to infrastructure. In the infrastructure we have the roadside units. What happened, automatic braking will be happen and everything. OBU means open board unit, that means the controlling unit of the car. So RSU connected to internet by means of gateways. In the presence of RSU, the vehicle may be communicate to the internet via vehicle to infrastructure interfaces. In the absence of RSUs, the vehicle may communicate with each other or the internet through cellular networks such as 3G or 4G, LTE, etc. So because so whenever one vehicle is vehicle to vehicle communication is very important, because of no accidents and other things is not happened. So that's why this technology is going to be improving. So this is the thing. So whenever RSU was present, then what happens, vehicle to infrastructure communicate and vehicle to vehicle communication will be done, then nothing will be happened. So if RSU was absent, directly it will be taken from the mobile and towers to restrict the accidents. Okay, so go through the communication advantages what till now we understand it, and go for the disadvantages. Please go through that. And we have thank you.